Seeing a lot of people posting shitty stand-up comedy on Twitter over the last week or so in some kind of contest to see who can find the worst stand-up comedy humanity has to offer, and I figured I might as well just swoop in here and win the whole competition here and show you the shittiest stand-up comedy you'll probably ever see. I swear to God, this shit is so bad. If your drunk uncle went up on an open mic stage and started denying the Holocaust, you would get more laughs out of that than what you're about to see. It's truly terrible, and I thought maybe this could serve as maybe a confidence booster to any aspiring stand-up comics who may feel a little insecure about their material. At least you'll know you'll never be at rock bottom, you will never be as bad as this guy, because this guy's got that title by the fucking nutsack with an iron grip.
Whatchamacallit? Everyone remembers their parents, what they used to do to them when they were little kids, right? When they were little kids, they used to do bad things. Remember what your parents used to do, right? My mom would be like, I'm gonna get the fucking belt, right? And when we were kids, we were always rebels, right? We always said, I always tried to mock my mother. I'm like, I'm gonna get the fucking belt, and right?
Unfortunately, we missed the introduction, but I imagine it was a lot like SpongeBob SquarePants during the comedy night, you know? Have you ever noticed salt shakers? I mean, what's the deal with airline food? So it is a bit sad that we've missed out on that, but at least we're going to catch the tail end of his performance here, and let me tell you, it's one for the history books. I don't know the comedian's name here, but he looks like Sid from Toy Story, and he's here to deliver a show that's about as entertaining as watching your apartment get set on fire.
And she'd go get it, and I'd fucking jolt right away. I'm jolting. And when you were a kid, you always thought that you can outrun your parents, too. Wasn't that the fact, too? But you quickly figured out that you could not outrun your parents. So I'm running faster than a black man with a stolen VCR, right? And she turns into a cowboy, and her belt is her whip. She's right away. This is where you give up.
He shouldn't have waited until he was face down on the floor. He should have given up long before getting to this point in his comedy act. If you can even call this a comedy act, it's basically just watching somebody ruin all potential job opportunities for themselves, and you get a front row seat to it.
This is where you give up. So you start saying, I'm not gonna put the dog in the dryer again, I promise. She's dragging me off like chainsaw with my legs in the back. Oh man, everyone knows what their parents do. Come on, date.
He's beginning to realize that nobody is even so much as giving him a pity giggle at anything he's saying, and he's getting a little frustrated, calling everyone there a dickhead. I'm sure this routine absolutely slayed with his fraternity brothers after butt-chugging 15 Miller Lights during initiation, but in the real world, I genuinely can't imagine anyone finding this shit in... Wow. Even the weather gods hate this routine so much that they're lashing out in pain and agony. I swear, there wasn't even a fucking cloud in the sky when I started this, but the second he began delivering his terrible routine here, it became like a biblical storm outside.
Get him! What are you saying? Hey, gay! No, seriously.
So you can't understand gay people?
No, I don't. I seriously don't. Because what makes you like, seriously,
So you can't understand gay people?
no, I don't. I seriously don't. Because what makes you like, let's say for a gay guy, what makes you say, oh, I just want to suck a cock?
Yeah, so the guy's homophobic and extremely insecure, getting very upset when he gets heckled, and heckling sucks, yeah, but this guy absolutely deserved it and more. And for somebody who doesn't understand sucking a cock, he really went up on stage and sucked a lot of dicks.
Seriously, what makes you get, oh, huh?
I like to suck cock.
What? How does that signify that you're gay? You're not.
I don't know. You just said, how do you like to suck cock?
I'm saying if you were a guy, you have to pay attention, you dumb fucking blonde.
You can hear the anger start building up inside of him, his voice is getting a bit shaky, he's fighting the urge to throw a full-blown temper tantrum and start crying. However, I will give credit where credit is due. I'm extremely impressed he didn't prematurely ejaculate into his jeans once this girl said penis out loud.
Didn't we clarify during my stand-up that I'm not natural blonde?
Whatever, doesn't matter. I look at you, you're blonde, you're dumbass. That's it. Blonde, dumbass.
This guy thinks and speaks like a caveman. Blonde equal dumb. Dude came out here after murdering 5 tubs of hair gel, making sure his hair could stand up for this train wreck of a performance, and now his fragile ego is getting hurt on stage, and he's not too happy about it.
Thank you for reminding me. I met a girl one time, and I asked her what her name was, and she said Dolphin. Okay? She said Dolphin. Wait, I met a girl? Look at my fucking bicep! You think I can meet a girl?
He's getting defensive now. He's showing weakness. The football team threw him up against the lockers and now they're all making fun of him. So he's going through the 5 stages of grief. Denial, biceps, 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 and biceps. This is actually how I find this guy whenever I want to rewatch this once every couple of years. I just type in biceps comedian, because he's the only guy dumb enough to start talking about his fucking biceps like this. And you can really just see that that comment really struck a nerve deep within him. I imagine he doesn't talk to many girls, so a girl saying that to him was just a devastating blow. So now he's resorting to his muscles that he's worked so hard chugging creatine daily to achieve.
Hey! Oh my god. Anyway, before I snap and start throwing stools all over the place, I'm gonna leave. Thanks. That's nice.
And thus concludes the stand-up routine. Any comedian compared to this guy is going to look like Dave Chappelle or Norm Macdonald. This guy sets the bar so incredibly low that you could never go beneath it, I imagine. At least it would be a very tough achievement to pull off, I would say. But yeah, anyway, that's about it. So yeah.
Is your mom half Canadian?